All right, first DOGE went after dozens of DEI offices and USAID, then CFPB, then the NIH, and now it's working its way through my old haunt, the Department of Education. And it's slashing millions. And again, wasteful spending. It's been going on for decades. It's only gotten worse. And now it looks like FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, might be next under the DOGE guillotine. Now, Trump is writing on Truth Social that the Biden-run FEMA has been a disaster. FEMA should be terminated. Individual states should handle storms, et cetera, as they come. Big savings and far more efficient. Getting rid of FEMA would be huge. The agency's 2025 budget, $65 billion. It employs, however, more than 20,000 people nationwide. But remember, after Hurricane Helene, FEMA left Americans stranded.
We drove by people living in tents for months and months, and these people depended on FEMA to help them, and they were left high and dry.
And after Hurricane Milton, we saw how hugely biased the agency came across when an employee told relief workers, skip the homes with the Trump flags. Isn't that nice? Joining me now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor, thank you so much for joining us. You got some immigration news we're going to get to, but you want to replace FEMA, given all your experience with it over the years of Florida hurricanes, with block grants. How would that disempower the bureaucracy?
So if you just eliminated the FEMA bureaucracy, and when these disaster happens, you said we're going to block grant a certain amount of money to the states and let us administer it, you can give me 75 cents on the dollar, and that money will go further to help my people than running it through this cumbersome bureaucracy of FEMA. And as you pointed out, Laura, on the dust of Hurricane Milton, to say don't go to Trump supporters' homes when they needed it, that was really the last straw. So, yes, we could administer it better. We would be able to do it far cheaper than FEMA does, and our constituents would be able to get response. It's interesting. When these storms happen, we do the prep at the state and local level. We do the response, search and rescue, help with the power restoration, all the key things. And people are happy with that in Florida. It's then when they have to start dealing with FEMA and how that interacts with local government that people just want to pull their hair out. So I think the president's right. Eliminate the bureaucracy, block grant us the money. It'll save taxpayer dollars, but it'll actually benefit people in need more.
Yeah, sadly, FEMA is its own disaster zone. So now we have to rescue the disaster zone for the people's benefit. Governor, I don't know if you caught any of what amounted to a tutorial on government bloat and bureaucracy from the Oval Office a short while ago with Elon Musk, but I've never, I've been in Washington far too long, like 30 years. I have never seen someone hold court as he did in front of I guess, I don't know how many media people there. He had his little son who was kind of squirming, as adorable as he was. He didn't miss a beat. And the naysayers at the end of it could only say, oh, well, he's unaccountable, Governor. He doesn't have any vetting. There's no vetting of Elon Musk. What is your reaction to his role here and how it's playing out?
Donald Trump ran on Elon Musk. This was something that he promised the voters. So he's just following through. The president's the only one in the executive branch elected. Everyone else is a delegate that he picks to be able to do things. I'll tell you, you mentioned watching this for many years. We've seen the administrative state and this permanent bureaucracy spiral out of control. It seems like it gets worse all the time. What Elon's doing is he is highlighting this in a way that's really resonating with the American people. So I think this DOGE has a lot of momentum. I think what they're doing has been very positive. I think the key is going to be, is Congress going to wake up from its slumber, start taking the power of the purse seriously, and discipline these bureaucracies? We should not be run by unaccountable bureaucrats. The founders provided the tools to Congress. They just haven't been willing to use it. But I think what Elon's done has been a public service. It's like he's the richest guy in the world. It's not like he needs to be doing this. He's doing pretty good. But I think he really cares about constitutional government, and he's seen it spiral out of control like the rest of us. So, Florida, Laura, we are very lean. We were kind of DOGE before DOGE was cool. But if we could bring any of that to Washington and Congress can actually enact some of the things that Elon is talking about and the president's talking about, out, that's going to be a huge win for the American people.
Yeah, I mean, Florida, Tennessee, South Dakota, you guys are the future of the United States. You're Texas, obviously. But the last time you were here, speaking of fighting bureaucracy, there was a kind of a fight brewing in your state about immigration enforcement, about mandating that local law enforcement actually cooperate with ICE. We saw big flights go to Venezuela today and reach Venezuelan land with some of our old illegals here. But last night, I understand some fairly significant deal was reached in Florida, not a moment too soon. Very briefly, tell us about it.
So we are going to have a duty on all state and local law enforcement to fully participate with immigration enforcement and ICE. We also are going to make illegally being in Florida a crime that can be prosecuted in and of itself. And we're also eliminating this catch and release for these criminal illegal aliens, as well as other things that are really significant. So Florida will have the strongest set of proposals for interior enforcement. And here's the thing, Laura. We want to see illegal aliens removed from our state and our country. ICE can't do it alone. They don't have enough resources. The state and locals have to assist. And if we're willing to assist, you're going to see those numbers go up.
Yeah, it has to go up. Governor, before you go, I'm going to ask you about this NBC report about your wife, Casey, considering a run for governor in 2026. I was in Florida over the weekend. Was getting buzzed by calls about this. Governor, what can you tell us?
Well, people have been asking her to do this for so long and run for office. She's a force of nature. I think people look at it, they say, well, the governor won by 20 points. Obviously, Casey would do better because she's so much better. But it's not something that she's seeking out. I think a lot of people are just concerned about the future of the state. But this is not anything new. People have been asking her to do this for a long time. But she's not seeking to do anything. But it's flattering that people are asking her to do it.
Have you talked to President Trump about this, or any conversation at all about what he might think about this? Or
no, I haven't. I mean, I know he thinks he respects the First Lady very much, and everybody does in Florida. I mean, she's done a remarkable job for the state. She's obviously a great wife and mother to 3 kids, and she has an inspirational story of overcoming cancer diagnosis, fighting through that, and coming out stronger on the other end. And, she's one of the rare political spouses. Even though I'm probably the most conservative governor in the country, she may even be be more conservative than me.
I think so. I know Casey. I think she actually might be. She's just going to be a better governor than you, Governor. I mean, come on. Like, we know. You can't win. You have to compliment Casey and then compliment. It's the battle of the DeSantises. Sounded like a campaign commercial there, Governor. Your little spiel there. We appreciate it, Governor. Thank you very much.